quiet H. Hi. I want to start by saying something simple but true. We've all wondered if we're lovable, if we're worthy of that kind of connection where someone just sees us fully and chooses us, not the polished version, not the curated version. Just us. Quiet H. I've sat with people who are grieving lost love. I've walked with people discovering new love. And I've cried with friends and strangers who are caught in that fragile, beautiful, terrifying in-between. Not just the truth that's easy to say out loud, the pretty polished truth, the truth you'd post with a filter. No, they will honor all of it. Even the shaky truth that trembles in your voice. Even the inconvenient truth that's hard to hear, hard to carry, and sometimes hard for you to even say. They won't interrupt you mid-sentence to defend themselves. They won't weaponize your vulnerability or turn your honesty into ammunition later. They'll listen. Not just with their ears, but with their whole body and the quiet ache. Their presence will tell you, "Ugh, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm not going anywhere." Because when someone is meant for you, your truth is not a burden to them. It's not something they tolerate. It's something they respect. They understand that truthing is an act of intimacy, a gift, and they treat it like that. Gently, carefully, like it's sacred. They won't ask you to lie to keep the peace. They won't ask you to betray yourself to make them comfortable. They won't flinch when you say, "This is who I am," or "This is what I need," or "This hurt me." Instead, they'll lean in. They'll say, "Tell me more." And they'll mean it. H. And the thing is, you won't have to perform. You won't have to rehearse your words in your head in times before you say them. Because you'll know deep down you're safe. Not just to share your truth, but to live in your truth. That kind of space, that kind of person teaches you something hollig, that love isn't about perfections. It's about holding space for the messy, complicated, beautiful reality of who we are. And saying, "I'm not going anywhere." They will challenge you, but gently. Not with harsh words or sharp edges. Not with ultimatums or manipulation disguised as motivation. But with a steady, compassionate presence that says, "I see who you are. And I also see who you're becoming." When someone is truly meant for you, and the quiet ache, they won't let you settle for the small version of yourself. They won't stand by while you dim your own light just to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. And the quiet, they'll gently nudge you toward growth. Not because they want to change you, but because they believe in you. Quiet H. Because they know there's more inside of you than even you can sometimes see. They'll say the hard things, but with love. They'll call you out. Not to shame you, but to call you up. They'll speak truth that makes you pause and think, not flinch and retreat. And even when their words challenge you, their tone will still feel like safety. You won't feel belittled or broken down. You'll feel seen, respected, encouraged. Like someone just lit a small fire inside you. Not to burn you, but to warm you. Quiet H. To wake you up to your own potential. And they'll practice what they preach. They'll invite challenge too. They'll make space for you to say, "Hey, I think you can do better." Or, "This doesn't feel aligned with who you say you want to be." And they won't crumble or attack or run. Because they know real love isn't passive. It's active. It holds up a mirror with kindness and says, "I'm not letting you forget who you are. This kind of challenge isn't about control. It's about care. It's not about pushing. It's about walking beside, ache, holding hands as you both keep stepping into deeper truth, greater wholeness, and fuller versions of yourselves. So no, they won't always agree with you, the quiet H. They won't always let you hide. But they'll never stop loving you in the process. And that love, the kind that speaks truth and holds space, that's the kind of love that changes everything. They will show up when it counts, not just when it's convenient. Not just when things are fun or easy or photogenic. They'll show up when the lights are low, when the silence is heavy, when the ground beneath you starts to shake. And they'll be there, not with grand gestures or perfect words, but with presence. With quiet, steady presence that says, quiet H, you're not alone in this. Because when someone is meant for you, they understand that showing up is more than a physical act. It's an emotional commitment, the quiet ache. It's knowing when to knock on your door, even when you say you're fine but can hear the break in your voice. It's sitting with you in your grief without trying to fix it. It's driving across town just to hold your hand. It's sending a message at midnight that simply says, I'm thinking of you. I'm here. They won't disappear when life gets messy. They won't pull away when your smile fades and your strong face crumbles. And the quiet H, they'll stand beside you when things fall apart, and they'll gently help you gather the pieces. Not because they have to, but because they want to. Because love, H, when it's real, doesn't clock out when emotions run high or when the path forward isn't clear. Love shows up, and it stays. You won't have to ask twice, 8H. You won't have to beg for attention or affection or care. They will notice your silences, your stress, your subtle shifts. They will care, not just in words, but in actions, in time, in small, sacred gestures that whisper, you matter to me, even now, especially now. And showing up doesn't always mean having the answers. And the quiet ache, sometimes it looks like sitting beside you in the waiting room. Sometimes it's standing in the rain with you or saying, I don't know what to say, but I'm not leaving. Sometimes it's just being the one who picks up the phone, the one who remembers, the one who stays. When someone is truly meant for you, quiet ache, you won't have to chase them in your darkest hour. You'll look up, and they'll already be there. With love that's loyal, with presence that's powerful, with a heart that says, I'm with you, all the way. They will accept your story. The whole story, not just the polished parts you tell at dinner parties or the highlights you post online, but the chapters you usually keep hidden. The ones with smudged and bent corners. The quiet ache, the ones you're still learning how to read without flinching. They won't need you to rewrite your past or sanitize your journey to make them comfortable. And the quiet ache, they'll take it all in. Your beginnings, your brokenness, your brave becoming, and they'll hold it with reverence. They won't ask you to skip over the parts that hurt. And the quiet ache, they won't wince when you talk about the mistakes you've made or the pain you've endured. Instead, they'll lean in. They'll want to understand, not to judge, but to know. Because love, the real kind, is rooted in knowing. And knowing comes from listening. From sitting quietly while you unfold the narrative of your life and saying, 8, ache. I still choose you. There will be no pressure to edit your truth for the sake of their comfort. They won't need you to be someone you're not. And the quiet H, they'll see the things you once believed made you unlovable and whisper back, that's part of what makes you beautiful. They'll honor your resilience without ignoring your pain. They'll see the patterns, the scars, the survival strategies you once used to get through life. And they'll understand. They'll never say, You should be over that by now. Or why are you still carrying that? Instead, they'll say, of course that hurt you. Of course you carry it. And I'm still here. And in their acceptance, healing will happen. Not because they fix you. You were never broken. But because their love creates space for your story to breathe, to stretch out, to be seen without shame. And the ache, when someone is meant for you, your story will not be too much. It will not disqualify you from love. It will be the very thing that connects you on a deeper level. H, it will be not with fear or distance, but with understanding, grace, and a kind of sacred awe. Because they'll recognize your story for what it truly is a testimony of courage, survival, transformation, and becoming. They will accept your story because they accept you completely, just as you are, and they will make you feel safe. Emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Not the kind of safety that tiptoes around conflict or pretends everything's perfect, but the kind of deep, grounding safety that settles into your nervous system like a quiet exhale. The kind of safety where your body can finally unclench, your heart can soften, quiet H, and your truth can rise to the surface without fear of being dismissed or denied. When someone is meant for you, you don't have to be on alert. And the quiet H, you don't have to scan every word, every silence, wondering if love is about to be withdrawn. You don't have to perform, quiet H. You don't have to earn their affection by being agreeable or always getting it right. You are allowed to be fully human, flawed, growing, complex, and still be fully loved. Ache. Emotionally, they give you room, space to feel what you feel without rushing you to the right answer or trying to fix you. And that H, they won't call you dramatic for having emotions or weak for needing support. They'll welcome your inner world. The joy, the grief, the messiness, with open arms and open ears. You'll feel heard. You'll feel validated. You'll feel like your emotions are not a burden, but a language they're willing to learn. Spiritually, they respect your journey, whether your faith is firm, shifting, complicated, or unfolding. They won't demand that you believe what they believe. Instead, they'll be curious, supportive. They'll walk beside you as you ask hard questions, explore your values, wrestle with doubt, or deepen your sense of purpose. They won't try to mold you. They'll trust your unfolding. They'll believe in the wisdom of your soul's path, even when it doesn't look like theirs. And physically, this is important. They honor your boundaries. Always. They never cross the line, never push, never pressure. Your comfort matters to them more than their own agenda. Whether it's a hug, a touch, or just being in your space, they're tuned into what makes you feel secure. Quiet ache, not what serves their ego or desires. Safety is their priority, not just something they talk about, but something they practice, moment by moment. And here's the beautiful thing. When you feel truly safe with someone, your whole being starts to soften. You begin to trust not just them, but yourself. You start to listen to your gut again, and the quiet H, to stop second-guessing every instinct, because you're no longer in survival mode. You're in belonging mode. You're in connection. You're in love. When someone is meant for you, safety isn't just something they offer. It's something they create with you. A space where love doesn't hurt, and the quiet H, where presence doesn't come with conditions, and where your soul feels like it can finally breathe fully and freely. If someone is meant for you, this will happen. H. They'll love the whole of you. They'll stay when it's hard. They'll choose you. Not just once, but over and over. But before that happens, you must choose you, with tenderness, with truth, with wild, brave love. Quiet. because the most powerful relationships begin not when someone else finally sees us, but when we finally stop hiding from ourselves.